Welcome to the Rabbit Hole. This is your host, Kat Mendoza, and today I'm very excited to say to everybody, welcome back. It's been a while since I have been released any type of content here in the Rabbit Hole, and I'm super excited to open this new season number 4. Number 4 in 2022. Happy New Year's, and in this episode 1 of season number 4, I going to be interviewing the founder of a crystal company by the name of Flower Moon Crystal, and her name is Sam, and she's right next here if you are watching the version of the video. If you are listening to the podcast version, amazing, and if you're interested in checking out the video too, I'm gonna leave the link down below of my YouTube so you can click on that and see how we look. It's always nice to have the visualizations. So welcome, Sam. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the first one.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
We're so happy to have you. How are you feeling today? And how are you feeling today? I know that we were feeling a little bit anxious before.
Yeah, I'm like a little nervous, but I shook it off, so I'm feeling a little good.
Shake it off.
I'm ready.
Shake it off. Well, so Sam, I was telling everybody that you are the founder of Flower Moon Crystal. And before we even go into your business and your story, I want to just let you guys know, because I forgot in the beginning, the topic of this episode 1, we are going to name it Go With The Flow.
Ooh,
that's one of the things that, and that's your topic, that was your idea.
Yeah.
One of the things that you really wanted to express is, of course, your business, your crystal business, and we're going to talk about, the struggles that she went through, everything that she had to go through, and how she was able to really follow her intuition and follow the feeling of going with the flow, and what going with the flow means to you, and how that has helped you to be in the business that you are now. So first, tell me a little bit about what Flower Moon Crystal's business is, what it contains, and then we'll talk about how you got there.
Okay, so Flower Moon Crystals is just like a little crystal company I started to kind of help people connect to crystals and help them on their spiritual journey.
It's a crystal company.
Yes.
It sounds pretty cool, crystal company. So you basically see those crystals. You see this. I got this from her a while back. They're amazing, and we're gonna be showing some of them later on as well. So of course it sounds great, right? Oh, she has a crystal company. Life is great. But now I really wanna touch base in your mental health issues. I know that you told me that one of the topics too connected to going with the flow and how you were able to find your passion towards this business. And this is when we're gonna go into the rabbit hole.
It's a long one.
It's a long one. So we are calling the people, the humans out there that will, if you know that it will happen in the future, struggling with mental health, because I think that's something that not many people talk about and we all go through. So Tell me your story. First, tell me what kind of mental health problems you have been dealing with, and your journey. What happened? What were they? What kind of issues? What kind of mental health problems do you have?
Yeah.
That sounds
No, you're good. I call it issues.
I
have been dealing with borderline personality disorder, anxiety, PTSD, depression, and I recently got diagnosed with OCD as well. So.
Oh, you have OCD? Are you okay in here? You're doing
pretty
good.
It's more like obsessive thoughts, OCD,
Okay.
as opposed to like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you mentioned, that's 4.
Yeah.
Right? So you're going through depression, OCD, PTSD.
5.
What is it?
I think it's 5.
5. OCD, BPD. What's BPD?
Borderline personality disorder.
Borderline. So that's like when you, we're learning here, right? No judgment. I really want to understand that a little bit more. So borderline, that's like when bipolar kind of stuff?
No, a lot of people think it is.
Yeah. Let's learn about
it. It is. It's like, it's not bipolar. It's more like bipolarness is more like in spans of weeks, whereas borderline personality is your mood kind of fluctuating almost every hour, not like, and it's like this, you know, like just.
She's been good with me so far, let me tell you.
Yeah, like, I don't know, I like to explain this one because like it takes a lot for people to understand, but it's more of an emotional disorder than it is like bipolarness or like anything like that. It's just us feeling things more strongly, like, you know, you feel angry, we feel 10 times more. Like, a lot of people just say to think about your saddest moment and multiply that by 10, and then that's how we feel like on a constant basis.
Oh God, fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
I like this. No, I mean, I may have it. I don't know. I gotta go see the doctor.
It's hard to diagnose, but they do have like these 9 things, and like, I mean, you have to have 7 out of 9. I had all 9, so that was fun.
So all of this you have been like medical, like diagnosed by a doctor. That's why. Yeah. Well, thank you for being so open, you know, and like talking about this, because I feel like it's something that we should talk about. I mean, you know, like this is very interesting. So thank you for being open and being, you know, willing to share all those emotions, because I feel like that's how we heal, right? Like.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
So now my next question is, so what, you know, how long ago is it that you were first diagnosed with these, you know, with these mental health problems, and what is your journey? I mean, what happened? Tell me, even before your business.
So I was only diagnosed with borderline personality, like, I want to say 6 months ago. With OCD, I was diagnosed like 2 months ago. My journey, I think, with all my issues started like when I was way young, but I didn't really start noticing it until high school. I think when my grandpa died, that's when it kind of got worse and worse.
When did your grandpa die?
When I was 16 in high school. Yeah.
16, and he was like, what did your grandpa mean to you? Like,
he was like my father figure. He was everything. He was just like the one that was there for me. He like protected me. I felt like he was the one that protected me from everyone, you know, because I got bullied a lot with my family and with friends and like things like that. So, I mean, he was
so
my
he was
rock.
your rock. Yeah, there you go. Hi, Grandpa. And by the way, in the rabbit hole, you are allowed to cry, okay?
Yeah, I'm like, I want to cry.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, oh shit, we almost dropped the mic. I mean, if you are allowed, I mean, if you feel like crying, like, be my guest. You are literally my guest in here. And I mean, you know, I know I make little jokes and stuff like that. That's how I deal with sadness, I guess.
No, me too. You're good.
But you know, you gotta fucking deal with it somehow. But
yeah,
you know, for the people that are new listening to this podcast, I mean, my whole intention is just to be real, to have like straight talks, and to get emotional, because this is your safe space. So thank you again. So you lost your rock. You lost your grandpa, who was your rock, in high school. 16 years old.
Yeah.
And what happened there?
With my grandpa?
Well, what happened with you? How did you find out about your emotional, like about your health, mental health issues?
Oh, so that's when I started getting really depressed because I felt like alone. I started cutting. I started kind of wanting to, with eating disorders and things like that.
So you actually, you hurt yourself?
Yeah, I have like scars, but...
How long did that go for?
I want to say maybe a year, and I stopped for some time, and then I moved out of my parents' house at 18, and it started again. I think last year is when I like stopped completely.
And then you also mentioned that you had a very toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Was that after your grandpa passed away?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've had toxic relationships with men in general for my whole life, but this one was just, I want to say, abusive, like
physically abused, mentally abused? Physically,
mentally, emotionally, and I don't like to say it because in that moment I felt like I was made to feel like it was my fault, but after healing from it, I realized that I was like a victim, you know, and I was abusive as well, but I feel it was more reactive abuse.
What would you say, like, what would you tell people, you know, like what if you could give an advice or a talk right now to that old self of you? Because how, I'm sure there's not many girls, women, even men, I mean, we cannot just say it only happens to women, but there's, there are toxic relationships out there, and like you said, you didn't realize that, right? You did not see it when you're there. So what advice could you give to these people that are maybe, or what advice would you give your past self if you could right now, that people are listening?
I think I would say to make sure you know your worth. But
how do you know your worth? I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, think about you. Don't give it to somebody else. Think about you. Like, you did, like, where you were at that time mentally, like all these issues, and maybe you were not getting any help. Is there any, like, what could you, to talk to somebody?
Yeah, talk to your family, talk to your friends. I know while I was in it, I was made to feel guilty for telling people about my problems. But honestly, hearing that they weren't right, hearing that you were in the wrong is good to hear when you're in a relationship like that. Honestly, journaling helped me, even though I had to throw them all away because my privacy wasn't there. Yeah, my cats helped me, believe it or not. Sometimes, I wanted to like cut myself again or anything like that, and my cats would come in the bathroom and knock on the door. Like, they knew, so they were there to help me get a cat. That's what
Get a cat, journal, and talk to somebody that you trust.
Yeah, definitely talk to people.
Even though it's,
don't isolate.
It's not, and that's the hard part, right? Because when you're there, you just, and just get help. Like, just talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't afraid to leave. That's the problem. I just kept coming back to it.
And to ask you the question now, like, that's pretty intense, and I'm sure that, like, there could be some people that could relate to that. And if you are one of those people out there, I mean, we're not, prepared, like, professionally to help you, but I'm sure you can connect them with your therapist or anybody. But
yeah, definitely.
Some people need like professional help too.
Yeah,
like,
I have resources too.
Tell me why did you decide to finally start to heal? Like, what happened? Like, so your grandpa died. You're going through all this mental changes and depression, but without really knowing, because by this time you haven't really been diagnosed yet.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So what happened? Why did you start to heal?
I finally got out of the relationship.
Why? How? After you got a cat?
No. I don't know what it was, honestly. I don't remember. I just know that I had enough of it. I was tired of feeling like crap. I was tired of hating myself, of feeling of crying every day, like crying
myself. But what made it? Like, did something, you just said, I'm tired? Like, what makes the moment of saying, I'm so done with this? Like, do you remember? Is there anything specific?
No, I think it's just a switch. It was like months where I was just looking into how to leave, how to.
Oh, so it happened. It started to happen little by little. Like,
yeah.
You were already conscious that something didn't.
Yeah, I was making pros and cons list. I was like, what am I doing here? Like, what is he giving to me that I need to be like
Problems.
this? Like, yeah, just it happens in a process. It's not like next day leave, It builds up. But I decided to leave, and I mean, I didn't decide to leave because I was always getting kicked out, but this last time I got kicked out, and I was like, okay, I'm leaving. And then I packed up all my shit, I left, and he begged me to come back again, and I was like, no, that's it, I'm staying here with my parents, because I moved back with my parents. And that was it. I didn't know at the moment that was it. I thought I was gonna go back, but I didn't, and I just
What helped you not to go back? Like,
I kept myself busy. I think having my family around after isolating myself for 2 years was helpful. I had everything there. My cats were happy. I was happy. I wasn't crying anymore. I mean, the first few weeks getting over it, but after that, it was just keeping myself busy.
How about your mental health? Like, how did you decide to get help? Professionally?
While I moved back with my parents after the relationship, I decided to go into shadow work and try to heal.
How did you learn about shadow? Like, how do you hear about how do you?
I heard about it on TikTok at first. Like, I just
Thanks,
started doing
TikTok.
shadow work. I mean, I got into crystals while I was like in the abusive relationship, but
It was like a little way, like, so, you know, nothing of you were gonna open a business. You kind of
yeah, it was just like for my little like chakra healing and stuff.
And then you found about therapy through TikTok.
Well, about shadow work, and
shadow
then
work.
I saw the questions they were asking. They were like deep questions, such as like, you know, what's your deepest secret that no one knows, and things like that. And it really makes you think about things like that. And I was like, oh shit, you know, I started realizing that I needed therapy because I know that I had faults in some situations where I would get too angry, or I would like not be calm enough, and like I would react and hit back too, you know, like, because I never wanted to be that person. But yeah, that made me realize that I should get help. So I started trying to reach out to trauma recovery at first.
You just Googled it?
Yeah, well, honestly, I was at the point of wanting to like kill myself. And I took, I did take some pills, but
Which ones? Just kidding.
no, they weren't even, I think it was acetaminophen or something like that. I don't know. So I didn't realize until after that they don't really do much. But I did call like the suicide line as soon as I took them, and then they helped me get connected to like resources and stuff, and made me throw up and everything. And they connected me to an urgent care mental health center here in Long Beach, which is a good one.
We're in Long Beach, by the way.
Yeah. It's called Behavioral Health Urgent Care Center, which is like I recommend it to everyone.
Well, and we'll leave all this, you know, if you're okay with that, I would love to leave the information down below too, so people can connect to it if they need to.
They connected me to a lot of my therapists and resources, and then my therapist connected me to psychiatrists, and it was like just like that.
So everything happened because the time that you almost killed yourself, or you were trying to, you decided to call the emergency line.
Yeah, it helps when you're in need.
Well, so then like this whole, and you know, like I'm a big believer that the hardships or like trauma and all that stuff is what creates a story, right? What, like, and of course everybody has a different story, everybody's going through something different, everybody deals with it differently. But it took you somewhere, it took you to the help, and now here you are. So now let's talk about, from the rabbit hole, let's go from darkness to a little bit light. So, because, you know, everything has a little hope, right, in this world, or you fucking have to create it somehow. But tell me about, you know, now that you got the help, that you found the help and all that, after having that crazy experience of almost killing yourself. What happened there? So you started to get the mental help. You realized that you had all this mental health, you know, that were real, right? You're like, oh shit, like this is real. Like I'm not crazy. Like I actually, like, this happens to people. How was that journey of healing, and how did it take you to your crystal business? We're getting into the good stuff now.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, like I said, like after that relationship ended, I had to keep myself busy. I started like wire wrapping little crystals that I had, and I started just making little pendants like with wire, and just to keep my mind off of him. That was after my relationship with him, but I did get back with him as a healed version of himself.
You see, and let's talk about that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Things like that happen, right?
Yeah.
Don't feel like it's, you know, it's like you're still going back there to learn something, clearly.
Yeah, it was after months, like after 6 months, I want to say. Yeah, I started my business. I went back because I decided like to give it a shot because he kept trying, and I saw that he was trying. So I did that, and I was so like stuck on the trauma I had from our relationship in the beginning that I I was the abusive one at this point, you know, and
You were like, "Fuck you, asshole." Here it is.
yeah, I was like, you made my life a
Subconsciously.
living hell for 2 years, so I'm gonna make your life the same way you made
But
mine.
that probably made even your life harder. It doesn't
Yes.
really work out, right?
Yeah, so I mean, and I did. It's not like I intended to. Subconsciously, I couldn't trust him. I couldn't do anything. I was so hurt. I still thought about the past. I wasn't able to let go, and that's always been an issue of mine. I can't let go. And yeah, like it got to another point where I was so ready to like leave again, and for no reason. It was just I think I was having like an episode, and I was like breaking things. I broke a TV. I threw all my clothes all over the floor because I was like, I'm leaving, whatever. And I was just making a big mess. I was going through it. I was so close to just ending my life again for a little argument. Like the only thing that stopped me in that day was just not finding my pills, like, and I couldn't find them anywhere.
Fuck, that's the worst thing when you cannot find your pills.
I couldn't find them. I just figured it was a meant to be kind of thing that I couldn't find them, so I decided to call the line again, the suicide line, and
Again.
yeah.
So this is the second time.
Yeah, I used them a lot. And then after that, they reminded me of that behavioral place. So I was going to check myself in because I couldn't be alone that night. But I didn't end up going because I didn't have a ride or money for Uber. So I just went outside and I cried and cried and cried the whole night. And I just calmed down and waited until I was ready to go back inside. And the next day is when I went and I started like the process of getting therapy and everything.
And then you left your ex by this point.
Yeah, I was away already.
So then, how did the business come to point? Like how you know?
So that started like after the breakup with the abusive relationship. When I started wire wrapping my pendants, my mom and my sister started telling me that I should sell them. I posted like some of them on my personal page, and people were asking if I was selling them, and I was like, oh no, like I mean, I never thought of selling them, you know. So yeah, my mom and my family was just pushing
You were
me
like,
to like,
no, what the
yeah.
fuck? Like, I can sell these. People will buy it.
Yeah, like they kept
Yes.
pushing and pushing, like open a page. So I'm like, okay, like I'll just open a page and I'll just like post them, you know. So I started posting them like $5-10, like thinking that like
Yeah,
who's gonna
whatever.
buy them?
You're like-
And I remember the first week I opened them, I got like 3 orders, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow. So then that's how that started and all of that, and that got into like. I was wire wrapping, but I realized that the time that took and everything. So once my order started growing, it was a lot to do. So I just got into like big crystal pieces and
And
things
we're
like
gonna be looking
that.
at her pieces. So just to finish about, look at this. I'm so excited. So first, you know, like that was her story. That was, you know, like her struggling, like, because I feel like everybody has a story. Like if you are there listening to this, and again, like I'm so thankful for you. You know, I know it's not easy. Like, or maybe it is. I don't know. Tell me. But whoever's out there listening to, you know, like if you know her, if you don't know her, like, you're not alone. You know, and people go through so many different things. We all have a story to tell. Whenever you see somebody making it or try, you know, they build their business on something that they love, like there's a lot of things back there, and there's a lot of inspiration because, like I said before, the trauma is what takes you to your destination, right? It's what takes you to finding.
I love that.
Like I mean, that's from my experience and from listening to your stories, kind of goes like that. And how do you do that? By going with the flow. By going with the flow of you.
Where life pushes you.
I mean, and going with the flow. It's not even about making the right decision. It's just going with the flow. Like,
Yeah,
in a way,
like, a lot of
you went with the
times-
flow. Even you went back with your ex, but you went. It was the flow. It's not about judging yourself for you did the right or bad thing. It's like it was what you needed to. It was part of your story.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think when I say going with the flow, it's more like whether you make the decision or not, like you just do something and it just works out. Like
Somehow, it's like, what the fuck?
yeah, like
What the fuck? Maybe not the way that you thought it would, right?
yeah. Yeah, I know, because I definitely didn't think that we'd work out, but we're happy, and I mean, it worked out.
So going with the flow, whenever it feels like it's pushing you, whatever,
Yeah.
and just letting it be and going with the flow, because somehow it always works out. Those were your words.
Yeah, it always works out.
I love it. So because everything worked out for her and everything is working out for her, doesn't mean that life is perfect for her. But you went through your deepest, downest, dark part, and that's how you were able to find your crystals. So now we are moving forward. We went through the darkness of the black rabbit hole, and now we're going to the white part. There's a white and a dark part that creates the hole, right? So now let's talk about what the darkness created for you to give you the light, to get you into flower. Can you see it there? Flower moon crystals, which is a great name, by the way. I love it. So I'm gonna be moving the camera a little down so I can, you can show us the crystals, and if you can pick out of all the crystals that we're gonna be showing you, and for those that are not watching the video, go click the video.
Rose quartz.
Can I choose one, actually?
Yeah, go.
I really want you to talk about the rose quartz.
So rose quartz is a crystal of like love and healing. It's like amplifies energy, loving energy, helps connect you to like self-love if you're struggling with that. I used to meditate with this one when I was feeling like I needed self-love, and it works wonders. I mean, even if you want to use it to attract love into your life, it's a great one. If you're into like witchcraft or anything, it's said that if you gift it to someone or if you put it in their pocket or something, then it kind of ties them to you, but that's something else. Yes.
Yeah, but no judgment. I mean, whatever they want to do. But so it's about self-love and attracting love, and this is for sale. You're selling this one.
Yes, that one, yes.
$26 or $8?
It's 36.
36. And I'm gonna leave everything down below, like her website, her or her page, and then you guys can always check her stuff and buy it online. So now let's talk about the other one. Let's talk about this one.
So this is petrified wood. It's one of my favorites.
I don't know that one. Never.
It's fossilized wood. It's just wood that's been in the dirt for millions of years, and it turned fossilized, like, and shiny and everything. So it's for grounding. It helps connect you to your past lives, and it helps.
I like these. I love.
Yeah, it helps heal you from your traumas. It's mostly for grounding. That's what I use it for. Helps connect you back to earth and things of that sort. So I mean, I have a lot of anxiety. I feel like this one helps me when I'm feeling very anxious. Just because it's like very calming to me.
Yeah, I love that. Is there anything else? One more, if you feel like that you really care about and you really want to share?
It's because I feel this one's a staple in every collection. It's selenite. It charges and cleanses the crystal, which is like, because crystals needs to get cleansed. They absorb energy and they need to get cleansed.
And check out her page if you want to learn more about it if you don't know yet.
Yeah, so it cleanses and charges them of energy. You state your intention, what you want it to do for you when you place it on there. And yeah, I mean, it helps protect and cleanses like energy off of people, things like that. So that's definitely a must-have.
A must-have. So now we know. Well, now we know. And it always comes in that shape?
No, there's bars. This is a bowl.
Anything. How do you call it again?
Selenite.
Oh, that's selenite. Yeah, selenite. Very cool. Okay. All right. So that was her showing us all her, some of her amazing crystals. So now, after going through the darkness to the light and how you ended up, thank you again for sharing your story. So now tell us a little bit where people can find us. And by the way, everybody, I'm going to be leaving all the links down below. You guys can just click it to follow her, to check her website, to check her shop. And tell us, I know that you're going to be doing some events. If you can tell us where the next events this month are. And anything else that you want your followers and your new coming followers that are watching you right now to know about about everything that we just talked about.
I just wanted to kind of share a little bit more about me so people can know me more and know like the person behind the business, not just the business, because it is more than that to me. Flower Moon was after my cats, Flower and Moon.
Oh, that's
so I just combined that.
Flower Moon.
Yes, my kitties. Yeah, so I mean, I wanted to share that and get you guys to know me on a personal level, know that I'm here for anything. If anyone needs to DM me or talk about anything, I'm always there to listen and help with what I can.
I always knew that crystal woman, the women that sell crystal, they have to have a story. I mean, you're a healer in a sort of way, you know what I mean?
You've come to that conclusion recently that I am meant to be a healer and help people.
You are, yeah.
And yeah, I'm having events this month.
Yeah, when is your first event? Well, this month?
I'm having one on the 22nd and the 23rd.
22nd of January 2022.
January 2022. It's
Easy to say.
It's what's it called? It's in Burbank Town Center.
Burbank Town Center, okay.
Inside the mall and the food court. And then I'm having one on the 29th at Bamboo Club. And
Bamboo Club, where is that?
that's here in Long Beach. And then I'm having one on the 30th at Brewery X, which I forgot what city it's in, but if you Google it, it'll be there.
So she does events, which is really fucking cool. Like you're gonna be doing 3 in a month. Like happy 2022, baby.
Yes.
Hell
and
yeah. I'm so excited for you.
And I'm also like doing one February 12th here in Long Beach as well on 4th Street. So that information will be in
everything
the
down below. We're gonna make sure to leave it for you. And make sure you follow her. What is your Instagram and what's your website? Which is gonna be down below too.
My Instagram is at flowermooncrystals.us. My website is flowermooncrystals-us.com.
Yeah.
And then my Facebook is Flower Moon Crystals US.
And everything, if they want to go and shop there, they can go and shop everything online on your Instagram.
Yeah, you can go on my website mostly, or I do through DM, or I do live sales on my Instagram.
Pretty cool live sales.
Story sales. If
That's
you
where
guys
I got
do
this
that.
one. Well, this one was a gift. She gave me a gift. And then I got this one. I love the moon.
I know, I love it too.
Well, so
I'm getting more too.
Oh, there you go. She's getting more. So just make sure you follow her, really get to know her crystals. And I mean, she really takes all this love and all her journey through them. So I love them. I'm so thankful again for everything that you have shared. I'm so thankful that we did this. Thank you for being the first one in the first, this first season. I mean, this first episode in season number 4. And I mean, if anybody wants to be a part of this podcast as well, you can also DM me, contact me. I would love to have you as a guest and share your story. That's why we're here. And anything else you want to say to everybody that's watching us or listening to us?
No, I mean, I just hope everyone is well and safe and you guys are loving yourselves. I hope the best for everyone, and thank you for having me again.
Oh, it was such a my pleasure. Thank you for, how do you feel, by the way? How does it feel to talk about all this stuff?
Good. I mean, I feel like I'm at the stage of my life where I can talk about it freely and not feel like I need to hide it,
Because, it's how we, talking about it. And please, if you did feel inspired about this, like, let us know. Comment down below, send her a DM me. Like, we would love to hear how this video and talking about it, like, really inspire you or helped you or awaken you, anything. Share your thoughts. Thank you so much. Thank you again. Thanks everybody for listening. Again, this was your host, Kat Mendoza. Happy to be back and welcome to 2022. And I will see you back in the rabbit hole, falling down the rabbit hole very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.